Hey Flosstube, today is Thursday, September 4th. I've been meaning to do this. Oh, better back up. I'm Joan, made by Mama Joan. Never get this right. I've been meaning to get this video done for like 2 Fridays in a row. So I'm hoping that I'm home alone today. My husband is up working on the house. He has this week off, and yesterday and today I've been home trying to catch up on my work and things that just need to be done around here and get a floss tube in. It's hard to believe that it's already September 4th. I mean, where'd the summer go? It seems like summer just began. So I'm going to just get going here on a few things. One of the things I wanted to talk about is Melissa Neely. Her floss tube is Neeleys Needle Nest. And on Instagram she is Melissa Gail Neely. Long story short, she's doing a sale that starts on the 30th of September. It's the Plum Street Samplers Harvest Delivery. Now, I don't have the pattern yet, but her and I are kind of, I guess, collaborating. There's there's the pattern. Victorian Motto is doing threads for this SAL. And then I had somebody ask if I was going to do a bag, and so I wish I had the pattern, but my LNS didn't have it, and so I had to order it, so I'm waiting for it. But if you just Google Plum Street Samplers Harvest Delivery, you can see what it looks like. I did do a bag. I'm going to talk really briefly right now about the bag, and then when I do my shop update I'll talk about it again. So this pattern here is, this is the bag pattern. This is a Charles Wasaki print. Autumn, I'm not sure right now. It was autumn something, but it's Charles Wasaki. So this is the bag for the SAL. And what I'm going to do with this particular bag is I'm going to let you pick your size and your style, or your size anyway. I've made it, this is the larger size. And then of course the standard. And here's the back. So this is how much you can see of this. And this little doodad here, that kind of looks, you know, there's the horse and a little wagon on the pattern. And then I do have this size pattern, or this size bag, the accessory bag. So I think what I'm going to do is just let you choose what you'd like to order. You can order one or all, or however you want to do it. I think that's what I'm going to do. And you can buy these even if you're not in the SAL. I mean, these are nice fall bags. I wish I would have wrote down what it's called. Anyway, it's a Charles Wasaki print. So I wanted to talk about that first and foremost because I think Melissa had done that already. I know she did. So the hashtag is PS Harvest Delivery SAL on Insta. Again, it'll begin on September 30th. So I hope you join us, because Sampler September or Sampler Soiree, forget it. Both of them soiree, Sampler Soiree and Sampler September. Kitten Stitcher's doing one, and then Senorita Stitches on Instagram is doing a sampler thing. So that should be done, and then you can hop right on to this Plum Street Sampler one, and I'm jumping on the bandwagon in between all my other things. So that's that bag. So I wanted to talk about that and get that out of the way. I'll talk a little bit about some vintage stitches. I dug up a few from, you know, I'm trying to pack, and as I go along packing, as I'm packing, I pull stuff that I'm going to be packing. So here's this is an oldie but a goodie. I believe this is a Lizzie Kate, and I made it into this flange pillow. As you can see, this one is quite old. I don't even know if I have a date on it, but it's been around for a while. So I did that. My next one is a Little House. I talked about some of my Little House ones. I framed this and then I reframed it because it was a little kitty wampus, and I'm still not sure. I don't know if it's just the way the border is up on top and the bottom that makes it look a little wonky or not. But this is Faithfulness by Little House Needleworks. I did this in 2011, and this is in a frame that I repurposed from the thrift store. And I've tried to get smart now and put the label, here we go, the label on with the name of it and when I stitched it and who stitched it. Another one, this one is from 2014. I was on a framing. I was on a framing jig. So I framed that, I reframed that one. I had the frame for this piece. Again, this is a Lizzie Kate. I don't have the sticker on the back of this. I'm pretty sure I wrote the sticker out. I just haven't put it on it. Again, not only as good as... But I framed this piece. And then as I was unearthing... That one I did in 2014. This one I just did in 2017. And it's been sitting for a while, and I'm not sure why I hadn't framed it. This is a Plum Street Samplers. This is Sampler House 3. And I was digging through some of my... I only have a handful of things that are stitched that aren't finished. And this just happened to be in the box. And... the frame was there, so I framed that. So there are a few of my vintage, so to speak, stitches that I've done. Some of them have been around and I've just finished them. And then I was going to talk a little bit of some of my vintage stash patterns. So because it's sampler, pick your sampler, what you're going to do. Sampler September or Senorita Stitches little group. Here's a Brenda Keys, the sampler company. I got this at my L&S a while ago. It was half off, so it's an oldie but a goodie, or fairly oldie. So I might have to start that sometime. It's on my little list of things. I pulled this, I saw somebody, I think, on Instagram. So this book is of samplers. Pat Ryan was one of the authors of this. So Historic Samplers. It's a pretty interesting book. There's, of course, patterns in here. 30 cross-stitch charts for authentic reproduction. So these are reproduction samplers. If you have a chance to get a hold of one of these books, you'd probably like to have that. So there's a couple of my vintage stashes. I have another vintage kind of whip. Why I I started this. This is in Just Cross Stitch magazine. So it is, and it's a season sampler, a band sampler. And that's, so it's in 4 issues. So there's a picture of it. And because this started out, I start stitching from the bottom, but because it started with spring at the top, I had to start at the top. And this is my progress thus far. So I really should pull this out too and get a move on it, because I started it. So that might have to go on to my, sometimes you just have to be in the mood for some of these things. And apparently I have not been in the mood for that. But I would like to try to work on some whips. And with that in mind, I did get 2 big whips done. I started, and I got this one framed. And it's my One Nation. It's really hard to get this all in there. So I finished this. I started it in August of 2018, and I finished it this August. Now, with that being said, I didn't work on it that whole time. I started it last year. I think I started it at our retreat, or before. I don't know. I started it sometime, and then I put it down, and I had all of it done up to about here, and then I had some of this done. And then at retreat in July, I thought, I'm going to get this little bugger done. And so I finished, you know, the rest of these stars, and then the rest of the lines from here up. Love it. I'm happy to have this done. So I got this frame from Joann's, and I framed her up. So I'm quite happy with that piece. So that was one large piece. Then, I gotta bend down here. Then I had started this in February of this year. And I had about half of it done. And after I got done with my One Nation, I pulled this baby out, and I finished it. So I had it done from probably here to the beginning, and then I finished it off. Now I mounted it on this foam core. I ordered a frame from Hobby Lobby, and she cut me this piece of foam core. I think I paid like $5 for it to be cut to size for the frame. So it is, I pinned it in, waiting for the frame. It'll be ready to go. And then while I was at Hobby Lobby, I had gotten my Fair and Square from my partner, Wendy Jo, and I wanted to finish it. It's a Bend Creek. So there's the front, and there's the back. Now, with this, I had brought it when I was looking for a frame for that, and the gal there asked me if I was looking for a frame. And I said, no, I wanted ovals cut. You know, I was going to cut ovals. And they cut them for me. It cost me $8 for 2. Actually, she told me it was supposed to be $8 each for each cut because I needed 2. But she said, they're so small, I'm just going to charge you $8. So there's the front. And I think I showed you my back. was a little bit short on the fabric right there. So I just sewed some on and made it work. So that was my fair and square. I got that finished. I was happy about that. And then primitive acorns. I got a pattern, this pattern from Primitive Acorns, and finished that off. Here's the back of the fabric. The back of the pillow, the fabric on the back. And this was really a cute little, I think it took me a couple days, a day and a half to stitch this. And then I wanted to hurry up and get that all finished off. So it was another one of my finishes. Then I decided I wanted to do something quick. I have a whip that I'll show you that I'm working on. And I saw this project, this Blackbird design project of that box. And I have the box. So I hurried up and I stitched up that little sampler out of it. So this sampler is called The Unbroken Song. So here's a little bit better picture of it, I guess. So now I have the box, and I did paint it. I got one coat on it, and it's a little bugger kind of to paint because it's got little tiny edges inside and outside of the box that you have to try to paint. Haven't quite figured out how I'm going to paint the top of it yet, the top little ridges, but I think I'll get it. So the book for that pattern is The Bells on Christmas Day by Blackbird Designs. If you think you need to do that, which I think you do. Who wouldn't want to do it? So with that, I decided, because of this sampler thing going on, to dig out a really pretty old whip. I started this whip in 2013, apparently in January, because I have that on here already. And it's this piece. And they, well, let me see. Yep, it is right side up. And they send. So, you know, it's a big piece. And this is all the farther I am on it. Now, I have made some progress since I started, but yeah, see, I started in January of 2013. That's kind of sad. So I'm going to try to work on this, I say, exclusively this month, but God only knows. First of all, I'm kind of knee-deep in trying to get things organized and packed here, which is not going very well. And then in between all that, I'm up at the new house painting. We have sheetrock upstairs, so I've been painting. I'm almost done with that. I'm actually done except for parts I can't reach because we have vaulted ceilings. And then we're putting in flooring, and we're getting ready for them to sheetrock the main floor, which I think is going to start Saturday. Because today's Thursday. I probably won't post this until tomorrow. So yeah, Saturday. Getting on my days. So that's kind of where I'm at on stitching. I don't have as much stitching time as I used to before we were busy building a house and selling a house and all that. So I'm hoping that soon I will be able to start devoting some more time to stitching. I do try to stitch at least an hour or so, either really early in the morning when I get up, or after dinner for an hour or so. We usually go to bed fairly early because we're up really early. So that's that. And as far as stash, I have just a couple of things. And I only have a couple of things. I haven't been out buying because I've been, like I said, too busy. I'm either here sewing bags or trying to get caught up on housework and then being up at the new house. So I'm spread kind of thin. So I wasn't going to do this. I had resisted, but the Silver Needle has their 35th anniversary scissor circle, and they're 3 dovos, and they're exclusive, they're gold. So I fell off the wagon, bit the bullet, and ordered these. Now, I didn't get my first pair yet, and I'm not really sure why. I called them, but here's my second pair. These are Margaret's. They're calling them Margaret. And it's a little scissor with kind of the curved blade. I don't know where to put it so you can see it, but so I did bite the bullet and got these. I called Silver Needle because I had gotten the second one, but I didn't get the first one, and I thought, why didn't they send them together? Not sure why. So they're sending me the first one, which I believe is Paulette. Or Pauline. It's Pauline. So they're gold, and they're exclusive to Silver Needle, and apparently there's a limited edition of them, but if you're not in the club, and I think you can still join, I don't know, I joined about 3 weeks ago. If they have any left, then they'll open them up for other people. Another thing I got for stash, this came from my friend because she knows, my friend Jill, that I'm, collecting everything bees and I'm going to try to stitch these things. So she got me this. Isn't this the cutest? And it's got the buttons and it's over one, and I like the way over one looks. I'm not really hot on having to stitch that over one because I like to sew and I can't sew over one generally. Then my other acquisition was dyeing to stitch. Oh geez, I should just take this out of here because it's just shiny. Hopefully this is better. I don't know how much better it is. Plum Street Samplers. This is the Kindred Spirits Club with dyeing to stitch. This is their third. That's going to be quite the pillow. Kind of excited. Oh, excuse me. I'm kind of excited about it, even though it's big. It's one honking house. So that was my other acquisition. I have threads from Victorian Motto coming for the stitch along, and I have the pattern coming for the stitch along. So this is the bag for the Kindred Spirits Club. If you're in the Kindred Spirits Club and you want a bag, I made 10 by 10 bags, but I made myself a little bit bigger one, and I do have some extra fabric, so if you want a standard size bag or large, let me know. Send me a convo. My other little acquisition again came from my friend Jill. I was kind of lusting after this Dovo scissor because it's a bumblebee scissor. How cute is that? So my friend Jill spotted these on a Facebook group and she bought them up for me. Thanks, Jill. It did make my day. And then I had gotten this cute, I think I showed this already, this cute little fob. I got it from Carol. She's from overseas. She stitched me this cute little, this is a Jeanette Douglas pattern. I think it's a trio something or another. And then at retreat, Jackie had bought all of us this beehive scissor holder. So now my bumblebee scissors with my fob can all go in there. How cute is that? So I have that. I think my videos are not very long, which I think is okay. Because I think that's all I have to really talk about. I thought it was going to be longer. That's all of my stitching updates. So I'm going to be talking about my shop updates because I'm going to have one this week. I didn't have one last week. I don't know, with the holiday and all that. It just kind of didn't work out. Been busy. In fact, I planned on doing this video with my daughter, and since her and her husband are buying our house, they're busy trying to get ready to sell their house. So it's just been hard to kind of coordinate everybody and get everybody situated. So with that, I'm going to say thanks for watching, in case you're going to leave because I'm doing a shop update. And I don't know if you want to hang around for that. I mean, I hope you do. I want to thank everybody for their comments. I've been kind of behind. I haven't checked recently for their comments on Flosstube and Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Made by Mama Joan. I do have a blog. It's been kind of neglected. That right now is called stitchingsquad.blogspot.com. So you can go back there and you can see, you can go look at all my vintages from way back. So when I can't remember the name of it, you could go back to my blog and you'd have, you may have to go back 5 years, but you would find the name of whatever it was I stitched, because I was pretty good at one time of keeping a log of all that on my blog, because it is nice to go back and see what you have. So you can check me out there. My Facebook page, Made by Mama Joan. Check me out on all those little social media things. So if you're not going to hang around, thanks for visiting. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for comments that are left on my Instagram too. And also when people leave shop reviews, I really truly do appreciate seeing, you rating my shop and leaving great comments. So, okay, so with that, we can move on. I'm going to talk about my shop updates for this week. I'm going to get them ready to post tomorrow, or depending if you see this, probably it's going to be today, Friday. I'll post them on Friday. I usually try to post them somewhere between 2 and 3 o'clock, generally. So again, you can go on there and look for these Charles Wasaki, which can be used for the Harvest Delivery SAL. I have these in all these 3 sizes of these original bags. You can choose the size you want off of that listing. And then I had listed these Blackbird Design retreat sampler bags, and since it's September, I listed these and I sold all I had. This too, I think, is a listing for choose your size and style. I'm going to be relisting these because I do have more fabric left. I think it's really kind of hard to tell what color this is, like a brown tannish color. So these will be available again starting on Friday. I do have some of these Harriet Salt's sister, because this fabric was is the same fabric that I did Harriet Salt, the Harriet Salt bag in, only it's the opposite colorway on the outside. So this is her sister bag, and these are all standards. I'll have 4 of these listed. That's all I had left of the fabric, so I made them up. And then I had some more Blackbird design fabric. Because of the way I had to cut this one sampler fabric, I'd sold some of these a while back, this particular collection, which is Hyde Park, and it's in 2 colorways. It's in that green and it's in this rose color. The insides are the same fabric, but because of the way I had to cut them for the other bags, I have had a good handful of fabric. So what I did is I made them in this vertical Donna Ray style bag, and they're just the right size for your Blackbird, little, you know, loose feathers, or all these kind of half patterns, or the smaller Blackbird patterns. Is these are I think they're 11, they're 10 this going this way, and I think they're 11 going this way. No, they're 8 and 11, sorry. But these will be listed in these 2 colorways, the rose and the green. And these really are a really neat size, and then the pattern sits upright like this. It's just kind of a different thing. So those will be the updates, I believe, for Friday. I think that's all I had today. I hope everybody's having a good end of the summer, beginning of the school year. I hope all of the hurricane people are safe and above ground and not wet. We have a daughter that lives in New Bern, North Carolina, and so she's in that foray. She was in that last year too. This year she happens to work for the city, so they've sequestered city. She's a essential worker, so she's been sequestered with the city for, I think, Thursday through Sunday. So I hope that that storm, that hurricane, blows through quickly and doesn't leave a lot of devastation, any more devastation than it has. I hope everybody is safe, at least on dry ground. And like I said, I hope everybody else is having a good end of the summer. I'm hoping to do some type of update on my house pretty soon. Hoping to be all done with that and moved in by the 1st of November, if not earlier, hopefully earlier. We're on the downhill slide, like I said. We're sheetrocking, and then we'll be painting. Got a plan